Let's go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the meeting of the Healthy Minds. Today is
Welcome.
actually the last meeting before the end of the month of May. Amazing May. We've declared that this month is going to be amazing because we set the intention for it to be
Yes.
that and so much more. And
An
honestly,
amazing May, Universe. You missed it. An amazing May.
let me just forewarn you all. I woke up this morning like I always, and my husband said, we have to get out of the house by 10. I'm like, why? Some men are coming to fix the bathtub. Okay. 12 o'clock, I'm already walking out the house. I'm leaving. 1 o'clock, he sends me a video. The bathroom has been demolished. So the bathtub removal turned into a remodeling of my bathroom. I have a little bit of a headache. My eyes hurt. I just came home. It's very white, the air. Everything is white on top. There's a lot of dust upstairs. My sink is in the dining room. Everything down here is my basement, but the bathroom is right behind this. There's a lot of little wood chips on the floor. So I'm under construction. I wasn't prepared for it, but I'm here for it. Let's not complain. And I'm very grateful. We are in quarantine, and we are thankful for all of the good things that God has provided us. And as I was speaking to my mom, because thankfully my sister is walking distance from my home, so I was able to take a nice shower, have a kitchen available, cook, and be in family mode. And my mom is like, a lot of good things are going to come out of this quarantine, because it's like all of the ugly stuff is coming out and a lot of good thing is coming in. I'm like, that's a good way to look at it. So for that, I am grateful. I am very, very, very excited for the future, because I wasn't planning on a new bathroom, and now I'm going to get a brand new bathroom. And I'm just looking forward to so many great things. And with that, I have a few announcements that I want to share before we jump into the call. As you know, if you follow us, we're all wearing pink, which reminds me that Monday, the 18th, a new flavor was released for our Mama Fun Juice, our pre-workout, our Superwoman drink. And I'm thankful, because I think somebody else asked, and I posted a video in the group with background information on what Energize is. And honestly, I personally respect every single one of you who go through life without it. I truly bow down to you. I don't know how you do it. I know for me, it provides me with the energy I need to actually push through my workouts and feel like I didn't die at the end of the workout. Like it kicks in and I'm ready to go. And I honestly feel like it's everything and everything else. So before we only had lemon flavor, now we have lemon flavor, we have fruit punch flavor, and the new one is the berry flavor. I hear that I'm not a fan of the fruit punch. I am looking forward to the berry one, because it tastes a lot like blueberries and strawberries, so more like a berry punch kind of thing. That one is available. And I also want to make sure that you all have, I think Michelle posted this, because of quarantine and because of the situation we're going through, there are delays happening. Okay, a lot of delays are happening. So number one, I'm going to advise you not to postpone your orders. This is not the time to postpone your orders, to delay your orders, because you're going to just play around with the system. The company is putting as high priority people who have their orders on home direct. So for example, Recover is out of stock, but I got my Recover. And here's what I want you to understand why that changes, because the company allots, so they know, okay, so Unides, Norris, Michelle, Jennifer, Stephanie, they have their order for Recover. I have that stack. If you come and place a new order, they weren't counting with that one. So that's why it goes out of stock, because you're doing new orders. So maintain your home direct order on whatever you need specifically. I know I can't go without Energize. So I have 2 lemon Energize on home direct, and now I just ordered 2 tubs of the berry just to make sure that if there's a delay, it'll be coming every week. And if somebody needs, I'm resourceful, I have for you too. So I know that times are tough and that a lot of things is like, oh, you get desperate and you're like, I forget this, I'm just going to cancel the order. Don't do that, because it's going to just delay the process. And then let's say you pause your shipment for this month and then it's delayed 30 days, you're probably going to be without it for 2 months. So think about that, okay? We also have a Summer Strong flash sale going on, which means that let's say you don't have Shakeology right now because you were ordering Recover, but now you don't have Recover, so you want to make sure that you're keeping up with things. This is your opportunity to actually place your order, because there is a discount on everything. So $20 off, especially completion packs. All right, so go in the office, I call it the office, go into your shop, check to see what you need and what you can get. It's off or discount. And the same thing is, actually tomorrow at 5 o'clock, we have a 5 o'clock happy hour. This call, we are doing it as a pow to us, because I'm going to be very honest with you. I've been a coach for 7 years. And sometimes I take for granted the opportunity that I have in my hands. And a lot of people that are part of the team that are working the business side of this with me tell me, you don't talk about this enough. And I apologize, because I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't hold it back. But I want you to know that when I started as a coach, I started it because I love the product and I wanted to get my discount. I also knew that if this program worked, I can inspire my sister. That's the only person I had in my head that I was going to help, because we both shared diets. And I knew that if this worked for me, it was going to work for her. So if I could help her, right, I was going to do it. And I signed on to be a coach. I never did it because of the money, because I had a secure career. I was a teacher. I was set. My husband had his job, his supermarket at the time. We were good. I was fine. But life throws curveballs at you. And life turned upside down for me at some point. And I was no longer able to work my job as a teacher. I had to take a leave of absence. My husband and I had some issues and we separated. So time had to figure itself out. And that's when I call shit hits the fan and you have to figure things out. At that point, I took this opportunity serious and I started to look at it from a different perspective. Not so much from, okay, I'm doing this because I love it. I'm going to share it because I love it, but I'm doing this because I love it. I'm doing it because it holds me accountable, but I'm also doing it because it provides another source of a secure income, which I needed at the time. And from that moment on, I dedicated myself to looking at the business side of things from an opportunity perspective. And it took me 1.5 years to match my teacher salary and to be able to stay home full time, take care of my children, be in the best shape of my life, and help other people do the same thing. Insert quarantine. We were not expecting this. Nobody planned for this, right? And a lot of us have been shaken, like our foundations have been shaken. And a lot of people have been reaching out to me like, I see you're good, like life has continued on for you, or how are things changing for you? And I can say with a full, honest heart and a very grateful one, that at this time, this is when the business is booming. This is when things are most attractive. This type of business, being a virtual fitness wellness coach, being online with a fitness opportunity that you can tell people here, plug into this. I mean, if you've seen the workouts, most of our trainers have hit the 5 million views for their workouts since quarantine hit. Why? Because people need what we have. So I've had people reach out to me, and I've shared in private what I've earned. My checks have been as high as they've ever been during the last, I would say, 2 months. And tomorrow is going to be another, we got paid on Thursdays. I'm going to get another high paid check. Why? Because we are a company that produces and helps people with results. So I apologize to you with all honesty for not sharing more openly the opportunity that you have in your hands, for making this an opportunity that you can take advantage of, and that it can impact not only your physical well-being, but also your financial. And we're gonna go more in depth. Tonight is not the call for that. We're gonna go really more in depth into how is it that we truly work the business, what is it that it entails, in our call tomorrow at 5 p.m. It is completely free. It's going to be like this on a virtual Zoom call, and you're invited, but you're also invited to invite somebody else that you think can benefit from this. And the blessing about that is that if you are a coach, let's say, for example, Eunice is a coach on the team, and she says, well, I know that Sori could benefit from this. I'm going to invite Sori, right? Because now Sori and Eunice are friends. Sori comes to the call and says, I'm interested. So now Sori becomes part of Eunice's team. So just because you're coming onto this call doesn't mean you're all going to be part of my team. We work together, and together we rise, and together we learn, and together we grow. So that's going to happen tomorrow at 5 p.m. We pray that everything goes well and that we will be able to record it. But you know that when things are live, everything comes in a better, more live way. So that's happening at 5, and we'll be talking more about that. We also want you to save the date of July 18th. That is going to be our summit virtual event. So you heard us speak about the Rise by Rachel Hollis, and we were in love about it because it was a learning event. That one is going to happen, but with Beachbody, and a lot of the information that we get in person when we travel to this, we're going to get it virtually. So save the date, because more information is coming, but I want you to know that we are going to have one, and it will be virtual. Okay. Now, before
Can I say something about that?
Absolutely.
Well, about Summit. So, hi guys. Summit is amazing. Summit, whoever has not been to Summit, this is actually, I mean, it's unfortunate that we won't be there in person, but it is one of the best events that I actually look forward to, because it is a lot of training and a lot of learning and a lot of bonding. We're all together for like 3-4 days, sometimes even 5 days, depending if we get there early or stay a little later. But not being able to experience it in person is going to be tough. But if you've never been to Summit, to be able to have it virtually is going to be a blessing. So please, please, please make it a point to save it on your calendar, because it's going to be epic.
Yes.
That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. So let's talk about us, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Let's talk about
things going with the 2B and UPF and your workout and results.
You cannot sing and I cannot sing, so let's just not go there.
So today is Wednesday, and it is mandatory weigh-in, and I confessed in the group, and if you haven't checked in the group, then you better go in and check my post, because I am holding myself accountable to my stay healthy, stay accountable to my goals. Norris and I started having this conversation. And maybe, Norris, you want to bring it on, and then we can all have a conversation.
You know how girl to girl, we need to keep it real with one another. And Unervis and I have been on this journey. I think Unervis started, and the month after she lost the 18 pounds, I joined in. I'm like, whatever you're doing, I'm doing. So we've been on this journey for quite some time. Prior to starting this, we all was yo-yoing, gaining and losing. And then when we committed to this, we said, listen, we have the support and accountability, but you and I need to keep each other on check. So we want to make sure that we're bringing into this call our sister to sister conversation coming
Who
from
we
heart
are,
to
like what we talked about in the kitchen.
It's who we are. It's those conversations you have with your girlfriends, like hermana, hermana. So my sister here, many of you know her. She's there, Uneris, and she lost 50 pounds on her journey. I've lost a total of 85 pounds. Now, when you look at those numbers, you're like, wow, it's taken work, effort, consistency, and it hasn't been a perfect journey, right? We've had our moments. However, we have a breaking point that we don't allow ourselves to push further than that. Uneris can eat. I hope that you guys understand that we are coaches for many reasons. Uneris stated in the beginning of the call, it benefits in all aspects. But one of the things that I am most grateful for being a coach is because it gives me another level of accountability to myself, my health and fitness, because who the heck am I to invite you guys to join me into this, and then I'm not following the same meal plan or the same program, or I'm not being product of the product, right? To show you that this actually does work. So that's, the icing on the cake for me. But besides all of that, we're human, and COVID is something that none of us have dealt with. And I apologize that I'm speaking about COVID, but it's right in our face. And this whole COVID-15, gaining 15 pounds during this time is something that Uneris and I have arguments about, because we're very extreme when it comes to it. So we're either very committed to a situation,
We're very loosey-goosey.
or we're loosey-goosey. So what's happening is, Uneris and I were having a conversation because homegirl has let loose. And when Uneris lets loose, what?
Yes, continue. I have, I don't want to miss my train of thoughts. Go, I'm just having the thought.
Oh no, what I'm just trying to say is you want to hold yourself accountable to your goals. And the goals that I wanted to share with you is we lost the 50, and then we have that number that we don't like to see. That's like our warning. Warning. Take a chill pill, go back to basics, go back to what you know that works. Don't forget your goals. Don't forget how far you've come. And all of us have that number. Uneris has hers, and she definitely went out there, and I saw it. You're 1 pound away
from that scary damn number.
We all have that scary number that gives us that warning sign. And you know that if you reach over that number, it's going to not be impossible, but it's going to be more difficult.
And I'm going to share this with you because this is where I'm
easier.
And
Did I lose you there? I think that's the conversation we have.
We have that conversation. So my thing is, I don't know if this is a cultural thing or if it's because of the journey we've been through. But it's something that I know for a fact I can't let myself go, because I am the type of person that I will gain all the weight back in a month, because I know how to do it. I love food. I can eat.
Who are you telling? Who are you telling? We come from the same mother.
And the same father. And we both can eat. So if I don't use the scale as my tracker, like as my number that identifies, because I could trick my mind, and I'm okay with saying that, yes, muscle weighs heavier. And I did order a different scale because I want to know all the different numbers and whatever. But at the same time, I also know that my clothes isn't fitting lighter or looser. I have these jeans that are my emergency jeans. And those were the jeans I wore Sunday. And when I put those jeans on, I was like, oh, hold up. Yes, I feel tight. Yes, I'm good. I'm trim. I'm fine. Because I'm not like out there. I feel good in my body. But I put the jeans on and I was like, there's no like a lot of wiggle room in these jeans. These are my emergency ones. Let me tighten this baby up. And I'm 43. So at 43, you don't tighten up and see results tomorrow. You tighten up and you tighten up and you continue to tighten up to see if how is it that you're going to start to see, because the metabolism is a little bit slower. And metabolism is not an excuse because it's up here. I get it. But then I started to think maybe it is. Maybe it's my head. And because we're on social media, there's two sides of this story. And that's why I didn't want to throw it off that way. I want to hear what you guys have to say, because maybe it's cultural. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's us and me and Norris because we're too left. Like we're too deep in that side.
Where we're trying to go with this is not the
Wait,
time. Oh,
so there's this whole thing about the quarantine 15, and because if we don't gain the weight during the quarantine, we should be thankful because we're alive and we survived the pandemic, and the number on the scale should not reflect whether we survived quarantine or not. I'm okay with that. I'm good. I understand. It's true. We survived the quarantine and we gained 20 pounds and we're alive. Praise Jesus, because we are good. But then at the other side is when I don't eat good, I don't feel good. And when I allow my emotions to run my life, am I really being true to myself? And that's the train of thought that I wanted to kind of have, because I don't have a right answer to that. But
no, and neither do I. We're not saying that we have the answers. It's just there's two different viewpoints, but I don't think, and this is where we can have a conversation and let's open it up. Like, this is not the time for us to spiral into something that we've been wanting to get out of and create a new vicious cycle and a new problem that we don't even have. And I find that when we are in a situation like we are right now, that it's new for everyone. This is new territory for all of us on this call. No, like who can deal with this, right? And it goes in waves. But one thing is certain, and I shared this with, I was talking to Elizabeth earlier today. I'm so grateful for this community that I've been able to adapt this healthy lifestyle into my life, because I've been able to have structure. I also shared in the group today where make it your business to put yourself on your priority list. Because if you don't, everything else starts falling short. You're flowing from a place of scarcity, a place of like drain. And when you function that way, you're not at your best. So when you eat good, you do feel good. When you move your body, you have that endorphin, you have mobility, you have circulation, you have clarity of mind, you have a pep in your step, and you feel that you did something for you, even when you're giving so much to others. Like we are playing so many roles during the day that it's nuts. So for me, it's not even about the 15 pounds, because if we're honest, we all know how to lose a pound, 5 pounds, 15 pounds. What causes it is the self-sabotage and what you create internally. Because we're really focused on the number, but what does that number make you feel? And I think that when we feel sluggish, when we feel that we all want to do is just sleep, or we think that the cookie's the answer, or the pantry's calling for you, or F it because I'm home, who cares, summer's canceled, 2020 is canceled. No, heartbeat is still going. We have health. Let's take care of the health that we have, that many wish we had, the opportunity that we have in our hands to make this the best we can, because we are in control of our environment. And that's where I'm not in agreement with the COVID-15. It's so much more than the number on the scale. It's your vitals, it's your health, it's your, your blood pressure, your diabetes, your cholesterol, your...
Like, this is not a time to not feel healthy.
This is not the time.
Like, what do you guys feel like?
You know what I'm saying? So...
And let's be honest, like, it's okay.
I've had ice cream, I've gained my weight, and I'm
Que estamos nada más entre nosotras, no estamos hablando con más nadie.
Right. Don't let this be a conversation of just new nerves. I see a lot of faces and I'm very excited to welcome you all. Hello. But let this be a conversation, because I think that it's important for us to kind of tap into a lot of topics that many are afraid to have. And then maybe find a happy medium, and maybe we can share tips and tricks of what's helping us stay accountable to our goals. And if you don't have goals, then we really need to, get back on that. And just as a nervous, just as myself, you always want to make sure that you have a toolbox that you can always refer back to when you're feeling uneasy or that you're not seeing the results that you want, because chances are the only person that's interfering with that is you. And self-sabotage is right in front of your face. And I can touch on that after we open the call. I can share some tips and actually share some information from Ilana's book in regards to self-sabotage, because at the end of the day, we are our best mentor. Unervis and I can talk for ages. We can share what we do. We can share what's worked. But if you don't apply it and take action, then it's absolutely like pointless. Make sense? I don't know. Let's talk.
This is where we open it up because we are having a meeting of healthy minds.
Eh?
Okay, this is where we're having a meeting of the healthy mind.
Right, we're together in this thing.
What do you
And
guys?
a lot of, yeah, like, not all at once.
Comienzo. Señores, señoritas, buenas noches.
Ay, gracias por lo de señorita.
I've had, well, I don't know. I've had quite a weekend dragging into this week kind of thing, which I don't like. But I'm just like really feeding my emotions. I'm getting like fed up with not meeting up with the family. It's like really affecting me. And I know I should be grateful because we're alive and we're good, but it's really like already bothering me. So I haven't made the healthiest choices, and I feel like I'm just all over the place. But it's because of that. Like we've been like here like 10 weeks, and yes, we're safe. But my God, like how much more?
They're gonna end. Like there's no end sight, right? And that makes it even more frustrating.
Yeah, and I'm grateful. I mean, like I've had family members that have gotten sick and they're okay, they're alive, and yes, I'm grateful for that. But it's like, when are we gonna be able to like meet up? It's so hard and then to have it all together. And then my daughter, she's very attached to family as well, so she's missing a lot. So I can't even like tell her, oh yes, I feel the same way. Like I can't like cry in front of her. I gotta like be strong, and that's just affecting me a lot.
I hear you.
So yeah,
You're
sorry.
not alone. We are in this together, and everybody's feeling it at different ways and in different modes.
You're not alone. You are not alone. And I will repeat that. And I know that oftentimes the position that we are in, always showing face, always staying active, doesn't mean that we're not going through our own emotions. All right. So sending you a big hug and a kiss, because you are not alone. And we've had those moments too.
Yeah.
But one thing I can share with you is that while you're doing it, I know that as you're eating and chewing it, you know that that's not what your body deserves at that time. So try to put the care back into your choices. And what I mean by that is I can and I will because I care. And sometimes what happens with us when we have frustration, and it's different emotions because we all have different relationships and coping mechanisms to stress, emotional situations that happen in our life. And many of us in this group, we're emotional eaters, right? And what happens with that is you need to tackle the root of the emotion. So what can you do that's more productive and not destructive towards your health and your goals? So maybe a good way to kind of release the emotion rather than eating your emotions is writing a special note to that family member and dropping it by their home, or doing a drive-by, or doing a baking or dropping something like, I don't know, go do something special that's more creative rather than using food as the coping mechanism, because it's only adding more stress to you.
Yeah, because then I think about it and I'm like, what the heck? Like, that's not the solution. Why am I doing this? Like, that wasn't even necessary.
And track. And it's not a matter of you beating yourself up, because goodness gracious, like, understand and give yourself some grace. Like, don't go down the spiral and saying, oh my God, I suck. I can't believe I did this. Reshape and reshift your mindset as far as like, this is the situation at hand. Okay, I did the whole weekend. Now put a kibosh to it. Because you know that if you extend it to a week or two, that's an additional extra work, right?
Yeah, definitely.
The other way that you can also look at things when things get frustrating is, what I'm doing right now, is it going to make the situation better or is it going to make the situation worse? And at that point, you make a decision where, okay, I need to stop it, like mindfully stop, or because it's not going to make it better. Like sometimes I have to like move away. I'll be very honest with you, these Zoom birthday parties don't work for me. I cannot attend because they drive me insane. I can't handle it. And when I've shown up to these birthdays, I end up like 10 steps backwards emotionally, because como que it breaks me more. Like, this shouldn't be what we're going through right now, and it hurts. So what I do is I separate myself from it, and I now do not attend Zoom birthdays, right? Because it makes me feel weird, because it's not making the situation better. I'll call the person who's having a birthday and have a one-on-one, but it's hard because then I see other family members and it makes it even worse. So that's that one, right? And I think it's a matter of just like, I don't know, let's continue the conversation, and maybe somebody else wants to share their perspective.
Hi, I wanted to say something. Hi, I wasn't gonna be able to pop in here because
it's so nice to see you.
I know, it's been a long time.
It's so nice to see you. Hi.
I feel like it was meant to be, because I come in and Sori's talking, and you guys, I have, I work in the healthcare field, and I feel like, okay, the kids are trying to take over here. I work in the healthcare field, and, I've been going through just a lot of stress at work. Mommy, please, okay? Just let me talk, okay?
Can I say hi?
In a minute, okay? So I've been going through, all these stressors at work, and then shifting our lifestyle at home. Sorry, guys.
Perfect example of what we're all dealing with, man. Like, seriously, man. Like, yo, sorry, we're gonna be all right.
We're gonna be okay after.
We're gonna be okay. That's all I gotta say. We're gonna be all right.
Yes.
We got this. You got
Okay,
this.
so let me just lock myself in a room.
Don't worry about it. We've done it before.
Run, girl.
I've locked
Run in
myself
the
in
bathroom.
That's my heart.
No, so what I was trying to say is, working in the healthcare field, going through, the stressors in a healthcare facility really took a toll on me. And I feel like I can so relate to everything she was saying, because I was doing well for the week, and the weekend came, and everything I had within me, I would just let it out. I would make the wrong choices in a way. And I was just so frustrated. Every single week, I was so frustrated with the choices that I was making. But it came the weekend, I was just letting it out in a way where I knew it wasn't doing me any well, but I continued, right? And I decided, just out of nowhere, I'm like, something has to change, and I can't continue like this, knowing that this pandemic could go on for so long and continue going down this vicious cycle that only just almost defeats me versus, makes me stronger. So I've seen a lot of people that have come, have conquered and have pushed forward and have reached their goals. And I was going backwards. I was, seeing myself go back to where I was very unhappy. So yeah, I decided, and I started the 21-day reset. And without the supplements, I didn't have the supplements. I didn't place an order, but I said something has to change. And I know that I thrive off of what is supposed to be eaten at what time and all of that, which is something that really helped me initially. So I decided to do the 21-day reset. I'm on day 17, I believe. And everything has changed. And the pandemic is going around, family time is very limited, if none. And the chaos is still around me, but because I've decided to shift away from, that mindset of just being sad or just focusing on the negative, I decided I need to shift everything and focus on myself and do something for me, because I know that doing that, I will be able to at least in some way feel happier, feel more satisfied, and just, I feel like I'm conquering versus barely surviving. And so I feel like I don't know if it's something that could in any way benefit you guys, but I feel like it really has helped me. And I feel more happy than I did 17 days ago when I was, I was 8 pounds up above my comfortable area, like way above how, where I already felt uncomfortable. And I was like, no, something has to change. And, sorry, I just want to say, like, you're not alone, like they said, and I think we all, like Nori said, we all cope with it differently, but, we're going to conquer, but doing something that makes you happy is really going to help you continue pushing forward and being strong for your family. And you said something about, feeling that your daughter feels sad and you feel sad because you can't really help her. And I just want to say the exact same thing happened to me, where my daughter just, is crying because, she's just emotional about the whole situation. And yes, being strong for them is something we need to be able to do. But, looking inward and just doing things that make you happy will really help during all of this. But yeah.
I really appreciate you sharing that. And I know that for a fact, I know that you have been doing this. And one of the things that motivated you too was seeing that Maria Ardon was going through it as well. And that
Right.
kind of like gave you the idea. Number one, you are brave for taking on the reset, which is a 21-day challenge for no animal products, all vegetables, and very plant-based during a pandemic. So I love that that theory behind it, because you are structured, you're putting yourself back in structure, which is one of the things that will help you feel productive rather than destructive. Like you used a lot of the words, I wrote them down. You went away from feeling defeated. What makes you feel defeated is when you lose control, and you are in control. So you take the things that make you feel good. And a lot of the times we go into this spiral where, like Carol was also saying in the chat, like you say every single day you're going to do something, but at the end of the day, nothing happens. At one point or another, someone's got to put the stop on it. Like someone's got to hit the brakes, and it can't be me, and it can't be Sori, and it can't be Irene. It has to be you, because you're the one who's living with you every single day. So I don't know what spikes up your happiness or what makes you feel productive. You know that. And if you had already, and I know you're a fitness fiend like me, and all of us, you like to work out, and you're like, okay, so the fitness part isn't doing it for me. Let me tackle the nutrition part. And sometimes doing things that are the opposite of what your body and your mind is expecting is gonna make you do and focus on the shift. I hope that makes sense.
Absolutely. And I think that the reason why I'm like, I feel so strong is because, you focus so much on doing the best you can, which is what we can do, right? But knowing that you're going back to old habits, you already know that you're already playing around where you really shouldn't be, and for me, I just knew, like, I was like, it's this, or I'm going to continue back and end up right where I started, which is absolutely not where I want to be. And yeah, I mean, it took a lot of gut to do it, for sure. And the first week was the hardest. And now I'm like, I can continue. This could be I can understand fully to be mindset. And now I can continue from where I am versus, trying over and over and over where I knew I was just living for the weekend. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
Powerful.
Because living for the weekend, yikes. And I think that this time can serve us so much in understanding our day-to-day activities. And Jennifer posted something in the chat that I truly agree. You know how you cover yourself and you put the armor of God if you are a believer. It's a daily decision. It's a daily commitment. This is an intentional way of living, and it's something that a lot of people shy away from, because you really need to be in the raw. You really need to be aware of your emotions, of understanding that you have, or you're creating this vicious cycle. You're very in tune. We're all in tune with ourselves at this time because we care and we've committed to this, right? And now what during this time? And we're all women right now. I know that we have some men, but we love to feel in control. And if I can share something with you, if you are a control freak, A-type personality in remission, the only thing that has helped me maintain my sanity during this time is being in control of Norris. Because I know that if I can control la torre de control, which is the mindset, everything else starts flowing. I'm not focused right now on a transformation. You might be, and I commend you. Choose where you are and what you can handle. What do I mean by that? Sometimes we want to conquer the world during a pandemic. You got to choose. And I'm very honest in saying I didn't do the boxing workout. That is not where I am right now. That is not what Norris needs. I'm being very selfish in the choices that I'm making and gifting myself what I need most so that I can survive and thrive in this season. So I'm not in the boxing ring right now because life is already throwing enough at me. I'm good in that aspect. I don't want to be in a ring right now. What I need is to fuel my mindset with inspiration, with motivation, and I thank God for Barbland. You might feel that you want to fight the world right now because you have a lot of anger, you have a lot of frustration, you just want to like get at COVID. Right now, I'm dealing with COVID and I'm kind of being nurturing to it because, you know, like I need that Zen moment in life. So choose where you are and make sure that you go back to what you know works. And as Onerva said, and as you stated right now, I love how you went back to the things you know that work. And we have a lot of things in our library that we can select from. But you need to be very honest, take ownership, be intentional. And if you need help, this is where we come in and say, all right, let's work something out. Because if you're stuck, we're not a tree. We all have a choice and a decision to make. It's all up to us, right? So it's the nutrition part. What are you following? Be clear in what program you're committing to. Because chances are, if you are committed 100% to the nutrition plan, whether it's the Fixate or the 2B mindset, and you're applying the principles because they both have equal amount of principles, they both work. I'm a testament of that. I am not against the Fixate program. It allowed me to release my first 60 plus pounds. Like it works. If you need the sustainability of like, not the sustainability, the structure of the tallies, of you not thinking, of you living in color and knowing that you need to eat 4 reds in a day and 2 yellows.
Sometimes that structure is what we need to bring back.
And you need that, like you stated, Jeanette, like you wanted something to tell you like what you needed to eat. You just didn't want to think of what foods to eat. Then the Fixate program for you is that, because you look at a red and you automatically think, I can have a Shakeology right now with a pair of spinach. That's a green container. I'm done for that. And you know more or less what you need for the day. So it's more structure, it's more fixed. It's something that you don't need to think. It's not flexible. It's like on point, straightforward. You weigh 150 pounds,
you're good.
You do a tally and you're good, right? Because it comes in color. The 2B mindset version, if I can share it with you, is more on the mindset of you understanding your emotion, connection with food, how you react, and applying the 4 principles, which is the 2 bunnies. Which is weighing every single day. The scale is not your enemy. It just keeps you in the light. It is your tool. Water first. I might be putting them different, but it's water first, veggies most, tracking and weighing in on an everyday basis. And what this does for you, it keeps you in line with your goals. You're able to refer back at any given point. You create your own blueprint. You know what works for your body, what doesn't. You can refer back, jot down your emotions. Did you poop? How much water did you drink? And dive into a little bit deeper as to why you ate the cookie. And then what you can do next time to make it better.
And the tracker that comes with, I'm gonna do this, and then I have we have a call, we have a special testimony that is going to hop on the call as well. The daily logbook that comes with the Portion Fix system also has another way of tracking, and it goes by, you know, what is your goal and intention for the day. For those of you who have been doing the bar blend, you know that setting your intention for the day is essential. Like you start the day with the thoughts on how you want to end the day. It asks you to rate your sleep, to rate your mood, to rate your energy, and then to track your healthy habits. So what did you eat for breakfast? What did you have as a snack? What did you have as a lunch? What did you have as an afternoon snack? What did you have as dinner? How much water did you drink? Did you drink Shakeology? How did you make your Shakeology? And then on the next page, it goes into your exercise. So if you are missing like the structure of, whip out your journals, whip out the book that is helping you stay on track, and literally like put it down on paper. Because honestly, that's one thing that I know for accountability purposes. I won't write down, like I'll think about that twice. Like, really, am I gonna eat this chocolate chip cookie? Like, why? Why do I need this chocolate chip cookie? And chances are I will put it down, right? If I'm looking at my journal. But if we're just going by whatever, this is how I feel right now, and whatever, then whatever is what we're gonna get. So let's get serious on what it is that we want to accomplish, and let's bring back the structure. Let's bring back the things that help us. I'm gonna bump. I just thought of this in the group. I'm gonna bump up remember, like there's a 7-day meal plan that we did. It's very structured. I gotta look for the name of it. It was like a slim down 6-day plan. And it's very structured. If you can follow it with the 2B, and you can follow it with the Ultimate Portion Fix, and it will help you get on track. I know.
And also, another thing I wanted to add to that, when you stop posting your meals of your pictures is when you're not proud of what you're eating. I'm going to be 100% with you.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, because I mentioned Beachbody Protection Island.
Oh, I didn't get that. But when you're not posting in the group, you are not proud of the choices you're making. And that's when you really need to start posting. So what I'm trying to say is, the transformation, and I know that I shared it on my wall yesterday, and kudos to those ladies there, you will notice that they are the ones that participate the most in the group. When you show up and lean in to community, lean in to support, you have a deeper connection, and you feel more of a sense of a responsibility to show up and stay accountable to the goals that you said that you were going to crush. So be proud about your choices and post, and let's enjoy those meals. Like, you guys have no idea what that does for you visually. When you're visualizing and taking a picture, you're literally considering what you're gifting your body with, right? And you're looking at the Plato system. You're learning about healthy living. That's my daughter. She's still loved. Who needs structure? And not me, right? And then, you're learning about nutrition at the same time, and then going back to your library on your phone to know the things that work for you. That's how I use my pictures. They serve multiple purposes to help you, give you ideas, but also give me ideas to refer back to when I need a weight loss day, or to remind me, oh, let me have that again. And it keeps you on your feet.
And that's why I mentioned the whole idea of going into the Beachbody Witness Protection Program, because this is the thing, we shy away when people aren't following their guidelines, because they no longer post in the groups. They are no longer posting their scales. They no longer share their meals. They no longer answer to any of the posts. And you're like, okay, so maybe, the first week it was because quarantine hit, but what's your excuse for week 2? Oh, well, and now week 3, what happened was that now the 5 pounds became 15 pounds, and now you're embarrassed, and now you want to hide even further into like, oh, don't even look at me. And the truth of the matter is, we're here because we're not perfect. We're here because we do not know all of the answers. We're here because we need to hold each other accountable. I need the accountability as much as I needed it 7 years ago. I still need it today. It hasn't changed, because the truth of the matter is that when you lose weight, it's not a one button and you fixed your life. It's a lifelong journey. So I may be strong in some areas of my life, but I'm still weak in many others. And I am continuously working on those areas so that I can get stronger. And guess what? When I get stronger in that area, something else is going to come, and I'm going to have to work on that other thing to get stronger. And it becomes a life cycle. But I don't want to take, Michelle and I invited Jenny to share her journey with us. Jenny, where are you? We have a few Jenny.
I'm here.
I know you as Jenny Love Ticas.
Oh, yeah, that's my Insta handle.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi guys, so I'm Jenny. I met a couple of you back in December when I visited New York. So yeah, I started my journey back in July with Michelle. I actually reached out to her after I accepted her friend request to meet, and then saw her posting all these things like, are you ready? When are you gonna be ready? Stop, dwelling, all that. So I was like, okay, fine. So I reached out to her.
It was a little nicer than that. No,
yeah, it was. It was. But yeah, so I reached out for I think it was my 34th birthday. I was like, okay, really, come on, girl, you gotta do something, because I wasn't happy with the way my clothes were fitting. I needed something to start doing also. So I saw a lot of consistency in her posting all of her workouts. So I liked the vibe that she was throwing. And then once I joined the Rise Before the Shine crew, I think I haven't logged on maybe in the last, almost a year. It's been 4 days that I haven't logged on, and that's it. Just because I enjoy the support. I think I'm active in the group. Lately, I haven't been because I started a new job, but I'm active in the group almost every single day, just talking about whatever. And honestly, it hasn't been that much of a weight decrease for me, but it definitely has been an emotional boost. It has been a mental boost. I got out of a career that, in human resources that I wasn't happy at. What am I doing? I started just doing things that made me feel better, because waking up in the morning at 5:30 in the morning made me feel better. There was a funny instance when I first started working out, where I texted Michelle and I was like, yo, I'm happy at work. I'm laughing and everybody else is miserable. Que se queden miserable entonces. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's the reality. When you work out, you get endorphins and you're happy, and not maybe only because of the chemical balance in your body, but because you did something for yourself that day. You started the day off with yourself. And that's something that I wasn't doing. I wasn't doing anything for myself. I was mom first, employee next, then mom again, and then I was tired. So
pretty much.
Yeah, basically. So waking up early was, a huge thing at first, but you get used to it. And when I didn't wake up early, when I didn't work out, I was like, oh my God, they're gonna be like, where are you? What happened? And all I get is support. I'll be like, oh, I couldn't do it either today, but I'll log on later. Or Michelle would be like, well, this girl logs on at this time, so maybe you could join her since you weren't able to join us. So as far as the community goes, I think that that's the biggest advantage that has happened for me. As far as the workouts, my body has been changing. I have a little bit more of an hourglass rather than a square now, and my clothes fit so much better. So I've lost a total of 9 pounds, and it's, the scale is not my friend, at least not right now. I'm not seeing a big difference in the scale. I wish I could lose, 10, 15 pounds all at once, like everybody, wake up and you're like Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, well, don't we all?
Right.
I mean, right. Wouldn't we all?
But I do wake up happier. Just investing in myself. My kids are also seeing me do that consistently, and it just gets me in a better mood. And then my clothes, they fit a lot better. I went from a size, although I've only lost 9 pounds, I did go from a size 10, 12 to a size 6, 8 right now. So I do see booty gains because of Elise. Love her.
This is why we should never only rely on that number on the scale.
I was gonna say that, and the way that we refrain, if we can refrain,
because it's just a way to track, but your body is not probably gonna show you through the scale. It's gonna show you in a different way, and you're seeing it in the way your clothes fits, and you're also seeing it in your
trimming.
Definitely. Yeah, and I've seen that. And like I said, you want to wake up, you want to start doing something, and 2 days later you want to see results. It's not gonna happen like that. And I think that that's what is the hardest bump to get over at first initially. But with the community that you have, the support that you have. You just got to get out there. It's, you know, it's, people can come to you.
I think that I like that you're sharing this side of the story, because sometimes we look at, oh, well, you know, I'm not as successful, because comparison does come into these groups, and a lot of people stop participating or stop posting because they feel as though they're not making progress. Like, I know a person that is in this group that we all love. At one point, she got pissed off and she left because this wasn't working for her. And I have to let her go and let her, like, kind of like, because son gente, like, stubborn people, and you let them do their thing. But then they come back and they're like, oh, it wasn't them, it was me. I have to stick it for the long term, because we don't all change the same, right?
Yeah.
And for some people, it's going to be, or it's going to show up in our fitness. For some people, it's going to show up in our nutrition. For some people, it's going to show up in the community. For others, it's going to be a combination of everything. But you won't know until you try. So I commend Jenny, because I know that, number one, you're not in New York. And a lot of the excuses that I hear is, well, I'm not local, so I don't connect. Well, Jeanette is from, like, Washington, like way that way. Jennifer Baerga is from California. You are in Georgia.
Georgia.
Right? Georgia. And you connect. And this is
Maddie's from Florida.
Maddie is from Florida.
And Martha's from North Carolina, I think.
Martha's from North Carolina. So if you have a need, not that we can solve your problems, but we're here to support you through them and help you make them easier. So some of the other issues we may have is we may feel shy, and we may feel like, oh my God, why am I going to be working in front of a computer? I don't need that. I'm going to do it on myself. I get that. You're going to do it on yourself some days, but some days you're not going to show up. But because you were showing up the other days, someone is going to be missing you. And that's when you're going to need that person to pull you out of your own rut. And sometimes it can't be you. You need that friend. So I thank you for that. Do you have any final words for people who are holding back and going into the Beachbody Protection island?
I mean, I will tell you, it's so easy, like just clicking sign out and not, you know, going back in, or just watching, sitting there and like scrolling through other people's stories. It's a lot easier, but nothing's going to happen if you just do that. You're going to be miserable, number one. Number two, you're not going to change your fitness, your mentality, nothing. Nothing's going to change. So yeah, it's hard to get out there. I mean, for me, it wasn't. I'm more like a social butterfly. So I'm like, hi, I'm Jenny. I know a lot of people aren't like that.
I relate. I walk to a room and I'm like, I don't know you, but you should know that I am Unides.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Oh my God.
A lot of people aren't like that, but it's okay because we're not forceful.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's great because she only knew us through a little square. She and me never met, but then she decided to come to New York because she's originally from New York. She has family in New York, and she's like, okay, we need to set a date and we all need to meet, and we did. And it was almost like we've known each other forever. So I think that's the beauty of also, you know, social media is not always so bad. That's the beauty of it, and like the connection and the community of it. So that was awesome.
Yeah, I think for people, you just have to get off your high horse, your butt, whatever you want to do. Like if you think you're too good,
put your ego on the side. Like
go
have a seat. I'm gonna be myself, and if I haven't come out yet, you relax. It's coming.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if you're like getting frustrated over it, I've honestly gotten frustrated. I haven't told Michelle, I haven't told anybody. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not seeing it, the change in the weight. But now I just keep coming back because I know that eventually I'm gonna see it. I do feel it. But you know, that's me. That's just me. I feel it. People have seen me happier. People have mentioned things, you know, like, oh, you look good. Your vibe is, you know, whatever. I'm like, oh, thanks. My older friends have been like, oh my God, this is the old Jenny. Yay, welcome back. I'm like, thanks. But yeah, just keep coming. It's not that hard. It's just literally a little bit of you and then a whole lot of everybody else helping you out.
And honestly, sometimes you feel like all eyes on you. So sometimes, and thank you so much for sharing and for being open about your journey. Ana Polanco says that she was at the beginning shy and she's coming through little by little. She was planning on coming to New York. She's writing in Spanish, so she was planning to come in New York when we would get together, but all of this happened. And to be very honest, that's one of the things that is on the agenda. We were supposed to have like a meetup in May, which is usually when we do our meetup, and it's official that as soon as COVID is over and we can have a in-person meetup, that's happening. I think they're powerful. To know that we have other people who, like us, want more out of life. And this community has opened the doors for me to establish other avenues of growth, and I've connected to people. So I love you all for being part of this with us. And I honestly think that we have a lot of what other people need. We just have to be willing to share that with others. And to just close out the call, I think right now, whether we agree with gaining the 15 and letting it all be, I think we all can agree that we want to become better through this whole pandemic situation. If nothing else, we want to come out stronger in our mindset. We want to come out with a better control of who is it that we truly want to be. And if it has gotten foggy for you in the middle, like right now, you started off, let's say you started off so focused in January and things weren't going your way and you feel like, my God, I forgot my way. I want you to know that as a coach, so I may not be your coach, the person who invited you to this call, but as your coach, I raise my hand and I say, I'm available to speak with you. But here's my thing. I will not waste my time sharing with you the things that are already in your fingertips. Like, you have to say, Uniris, I want you to hold me accountable. And you're going to tell me what you're accountable, but I'm going to hold you to it. And in a week, I'm going to check back in with you. And if you are not holding your part, then I don't have nothing to hold on and say, let me call you again and let me hold you to what? I can't convince you to do what you were supposed to do last week. If you said you're going to work out 3 days a week, show up for those 3 days a week. And then we're going to have that conversation. Because that's what accountability is. Like, if you're a teacher, right, you give your students an assignment, you expect that assignment to be turned to you the day that it is due. If they give it to you late, points will be taken off. You give them another chance, but then they're going to fail the class if they don't show up. So the same thing happens with this journey. We are your coaches. And sometimes your coach, the person who invited you to this, may have abandoned ship, but you have the person above them. And now, because of BOD groups, you can see who your coach is. And then you can see who the groups that they're hosting, where you can be a part of. So don't stay in an island by yourself. Reach out and let's work together, because I believe in the power of accountability. I don't know how to hold myself to it by myself. I need Norris to be my girl, like, te pasate, down. Okay, and then I know for me that I posted my scale. So whether my emotions tell me that I want ice cream or that I have this, I hide the chocolate in an oatmeal canister so that my husband doesn't find it. But because I'm the one who hides it, I know where it's at. So then I know that I can always go to that oatmeal canister and I take a bite. But I know that I have to bring the number down because I'm not playing games and I'm very close to that uncomfortable state. So what do? I think about my accountability and I'm going to post my scale. So therefore, I don't eat the chocolate. You got to play the tricks with your mind. Also, you don't feel like working out? I've given you the 5-minute rule. Show up for 5 minutes, and I'm closing my eyes because I could burst out laughing. Show up for 5 minutes and give yourself 5 minutes to warm up. If after those 5 minutes of the warm up, you still don't want to work out, then shut the workout out and move away. But at least you gave yourself 5 minutes, and that's 5 minutes that you didn't give yourself before. And maybe if you give yourself 5 minutes, it'll go into 10 minutes and then 30, and then you have a happy ending.
There is the call.
Okay. And that is my call to action to all of you. And I see you all tomorrow in happy hour, and I'll keep it short and simple.
Well, Neeraj,
Stop recording.
I think that